So Nanny was known as an outstanding leader who became a symbol of unity and strength for her people during times of crisis. Part of her story was captured in a short film by President of the Jamaica Film and Television Association, Saeed Thomas, who is here to tell us about it. Morning, Saeed. Wagwan.
Morning, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Everything?
Yeah, man.
Why you wanted to take on this in the first place?
Yeah, I went on tour when I was an audio engineer with an artist by the name of Runkus, and he had a song called Black Girl in the Ring, and it spoke about the black woman's strength. It made references to Africa and African spirituality, and it inspired me. At the same time, I was doing a lot of research on Nanny, and I also read a book called Book of Night Women by Marlon James.
Sorry to jump in, but why were you doing the research on Nanny in the first place?
I am a lover of history, and there are times when I just go deep into stories and deep into historical context, and at that particular time, I was doing a lot of research on Nanny in particular. So I did like the tours at Moortown, went to Nanny Falls, I went to Spanish Town Archives, I went to the National Library, and I went on the internet as well. And yeah, I mean, I think it just, similarly, JAFTA, Jamaica Film and Television Association, had put out a call for Propeller, and this is the yearly funding or the grant that they give to young filmmakers, and I had applied for it, and I think it just inspired me at that time to come up with this story.
Okay. Audio engineer?
Yes.
A filmmaker?
Yeah. Well, audio engineers are filmmakers, but they're just storytellers that do sound.
Storytellers that do sound.
Yes. So we just think about it in a different way.
That actually makes a lot.
But it's the first time hearing it.
Yeah, very potently.
Brilliant.
1 year to research and write.
Yeah.
Another year to edit.
Yeah.
So, 20-minute film.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understand the kind of work that goes into even a short film.
Yeah.
How pleased are you with the output?
I'm very pleased with the output. We actually had to do it during COVID, and it was even more difficult because of curfews, and there wasn't a lot of space to do things during that time. And I'm really grateful to my crew. I'm really grateful to my company, M1 Productions.
Pick up M1, you know.
Yeah, man, respect.
Where was it shot?
So, different locations. The main scene was in Annandale, which was a great house in St. Anne. We went up to Stony Hill, Bowden Falls, and we also went to K Manors and Hope Gardens.
Look at my friend Desmond, Jamaican talent. Let's talk about some of the Jamaican talent you have in there. Oh, we're watching first?
This one is...
Sim said it took you a year to edit. Why? Why so long?
Funding was a big part of that. Funding, so when you do have the funds, it's easier to just call on an editor and say, hey, I have this money, let's edit the story, let's color it, let's put in the VFX, let's put in the sound. But then it becomes a task on the producer. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to do everything in-house, and that took a little bit of time. And then I got funding from Chase Funds eventually, and then it just sped up the process.
Mm-hmm. What did you learn? Because we all in school learn about the heroes. How did you see Nanny differently based on all the research that you had to do? What blew your mind? What changed in your perception, if anything? Or, how did it impact you to learn more about her in this way?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's interesting about this story, it is like an adaptation. And what we learn about continuously about Nanny is her strength and also her use of like obia. And it just inspired a different way of thinking about her, just a different way of thinking about why is it that spirituality, we context as bad certain parts of spirituality because it came from Africa. However, she, as a national hero, used some of these practices in order to set us free, in a sense.
Is there a concern, Saeed, because I'm a football coach and we have 3 million coaches in Jamaica who never play football in their life. And when you do stories like this, every now and again somebody jump up and say, no, sir, that foolish is that. I know that she did. Is there a concern that, or I shouldn't say if there's a concern, but are you feeling comfortable that you got this right?
Well, it's not a biopic. It's an adaptation or reinterpretation of our story. So based on the research, you wouldn't even have found a lot of... So just to give context, the film is about the coming of age of Nanny. So it is Nanny as a young lady and what she would have gone through in order to become this woman that we know. So there are parts that are very fictional. There are parts that are very imaginative.
Some poetic license there.
Exactly. There is some poetic license there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. The narrative, what you want us to take away from this? Because you spoke earlier to a theme of pushing back on African ancestry. Is there some social commentary in here as well?
For sure. I think most of it is social commentary.
Most of it.
But in a creative way. So the biggest themes from the creative of it is questioning some of the colonial things that we would have learned, things about our identity, things about how we celebrate ourselves, things about how we worship. And then also, generally speaking, it gives inspiration and awareness just to Nanny and just to our history. Because instead of seeing the same content that we would have seen for the past 50 years, now it's a different twist on things and it rehashes our history. So it should inspire you to at least go and read up about her.
I can just see people watching this man and I say, so when am I going to do something about Garvey and, plans?
So I want to make this into a feature film first. So I'm currently writing that script. But no, we're always creating and there's always things that we're doing. I don't want to reveal too much as yet. But
don't tell the people I'm nothing.
Yeah, but we're always creating and we're always researching. And then I think now is a good time for potentially like our free-to-air stations to collaborate with our content studios to say maybe we can find a way to make investors or ad money be valued in a different way.
Yeah, it's better you tell me something, because maybe I just bust something and maybe I know so it.
So I tell you, don't tell the when I said don't tell the people then what you're doing, I meant specifically him.
Okay.
Because he's a leaky pipe.
No, it's not
leaky
some
faucet, yeah,
no,
boss regular.
Me
The
burst
images, I'm just, like you guys are talking, I'm looking at the images, they're so powerful.
Yeah, man.
Who's your crew? Who shot for you?
So Gareth Daly.
Big up, Gary.
Yeah, editors were Maya Wilkinson. And
love
Ave
Maya.
Monroe.
Excellent.
Colorist was Twain, and I did sound.
Top tier team.
Good work, Bridget.
Yeah, man.
And of
Good
course,
work.
we see your actors there, some good Jamaican
Good work,
talent.
Bridget. Good work.
Wow.
Tough story you took on. Good work.
When do we see it? Where can we see it?
It is circulating, so it played on National Heroes Day on the free-to-air stations. It is circulating on public screenings and film festivals, but eventually, maybe by the end of this year, early next year, I'll put it up online.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
Can't wait to see it.
President of the Jamaica Film and Television Association, Saeed Thomas.
After the break, very interesting topic in our He Said, She Said this.
By the way, and then after that, me and her we are starring in the next.
Which era are you going to be? You have a George William Gardenish.
No, you're a hero, and I am your husband.
I'm busy that day.
Mr. and
I'm
Mrs.
hero.
Mr. and Mrs. Bert is hero. We're so come.